I think I just have a worm in my brain about it. I don't know why. It's just one of those things, you know? You have a yearning for the engineering. Let's make sure we are actually, you know, up and going. Sounds good to me. Let's fucking go. So first things first, something that kind of made me annoyed. I tried to quote Bender from Futurama in the description. Prepare your dookie, it's about to get spooky. The problem is, it would not let me put dookie in there. It was a swear. In what fucking world is dookie a swear? Like, seriously? What are we? Playground rules? What is happening here? Oh, that's real far away. That's ridiculous, though. I'm legitimately mad about it. Dookie was censored. What kind of world are we living in where that word is censored? I'm able to say on the playground with less issues. It's fucking ridiculous. I never got age restricted despite effing and blinding all the time, but no, the moment you say dookie, you can't publish that. That's illegal. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I didn't do any testing on the mass driver in creative. I said I was going to, but I'm going to be honest, I didn't sleep the day before yesterday, so when I was streaming yesterday, I was sleep deprived. I wasn't really paying attention to what was happening, and I was just kind of there. So, yeah. I need to still conduct tests and figure out... Oh, come on. It's all the same texture. Why? You know what? Whatever. Right. So that's my shitty power cable, which doesn't need to be there anymore, but I'm just going to leave it for the time being. I didn't do the test like I said I was going to. So I'm not really sure how this is going to go. Thinking about this, this is the basically the core of what's going to be a very large gun, and I probably should have designed this maybe inside of the asteroid, but maybe I should have put it on a ship. Actually, I could have cut out most of this and just had that on a ship. I don't know. It's not like any of my ships are set up for it. Also, the recoil might be... Well, there shouldn't be any recoil, actually. Mass drivers don't generally have any recoil because they're gravity assisted. So I'm just going to grab a merge block. We're going to conduct a test. It's going to be the most basic thing in the world. So I need a merge block, artificial mass, a battery, and a seat so I can see how fast it will go when I launch just the one. And I'll just grind it down and come back the old-fashioned way. Sure, I'll be losing the power cells, but power cells don't really cost me a lot. And then I need to grab one of these, and now I need a seat. Something cheap would be preferable. It's as cheap as well, actually, that's not as cheap as they come. That's as cheap as they come. Merge block first. I'll have to make sure I blueprint this if it works properly before I, grind it down. But there's not a lot of clearance here, but who needs clearance, am I right? I also need a battery. So I'll put that onto order 2. So next thing was a gravity gen, which we're gonna fit to the gun for the time being, which I can do that. It's not great, but it would work. It would definitely, get it going the right way. is gonna be ridiculous. I'm kind of terrified, mainly because this is just, you know, hobbled together at the moment. But, you know, it being cobbled together is what makes it better. So I want to put the battery down before I get the artificial mass. I want artificial mass on the end. Actually, I want it as close, well... Yeah, I want it in the middle here. Because, hey, the gravity gens are going to be on the other side of that. So it's going to have to be in a reasonable spot. Okay, now it's working on the battery. Okay, it's already violent. We already know that's good. Component successfully withdrawn. I'm kind of terrified for this. This is gonna be the most sketchy shit. This is just the beginnings of it, so it doesn't have to be glorious or anything. If I do this, yeah, no, I'm gonna be like this. That's fine. So I'm gonna grab the artificial mass and turn that off for a minute. Because I need to find the merge blocks.
Meteor storm inbound.
If you hit my device, I'll be sad. So I'm gonna do, for posterity's sake, because I know I don't need these anymore. It's connected. We're gonna get rid of those, so they're not confusing anything here. Because there should be only two only two merge blocks in the entire station. Was that always there? I'm gonna assume that's the one that came down. I need to get, you know, turrets on the other side of this thing too. Alright, if I turn off my jump here. Alright. So this will all be automated in the future, but like, yeah, no. For the minute. Merge block 2, I guess. Well, this should be fine. Let's commit some science. 20 days. Yeah, see, it's complete. Like, station's fine like that, but like this, it's not happy. Well, let's try it. So one launches this thing at 68 meters a second. That's pretty reasonable. So two of that would presumably be roughly 140 meters a second. That is actually insanely reasonable. Grab the most valuable block out of everything. The rest of this I don't really care if it just gets launched. It'll come to a stop eventually. It's not my problem when. I'll just leave a battery out there, it'll be fine. So if I take the fact that one, when it was placed there, it accelerates to roughly 70 meters a second, times that by 2, it's 140. What's a reasonable speed to get to the alien world then? That's when the question becomes pressing. Because, like, hey, ideally I'm aiming for like 1 kilometer a second. So I'm gonna need to grab these and times it by like what? We'll say 68 meters a second. We're not gonna do any rounding here. I mean, if I put 20 of them down, that's 1,300. So what if I put like 16? That's almost 1,000. That's 1,088. So 15? 15 gravity gens is supposedly 1,020 meters a second. So the number we're aiming for is 15 gravity gens. That's not that expensive. The power requirement is going to be insane, but you know. I suppose I could also multiply the number of artificial masses, but considering that's the shell and that's the expensive part, I probably won't. And I'll just multiply the gravity gens because they don't come off the station. So we have our baseline. This is going to be ridiculous. Also need to move that gravity gen. Make a decent sized turret for this thing. So let's make a plate here for it, just so I have a rough idea. I want it to be sturdy as sturdy can be. Right, I forgot that's part of the subgrid here. Move that up. So it needs to have depression though. It needs to be able to depress downwards. So would that cause rubbing if I did that? Theoretically not. Generally it only needs to aim really this direction, so we'll aim it right at the base I want it to be at. 7,650 kilometers away. 1,000 kilometers a second. That's gonna be terrifying. 1,000 meters a second, sorry. So if we're going a kilometer a second, that's still... Oh my god, that's gotta be terrifying. What if I hit an asteroid at that speed? The game is just gonna shit the bed. I don't want to do that. These can't be here. I need to change the welder style. Like, this isn't gonna work, or the projector isn't gonna work there. I don't know. We gotta figure this out. I'm sure I can. And that has to be there for accuracy's sake. Because I don't really want to be off by more than maybe a block, because that is probably going to fuck it up already. Probably change those to half blocks when it comes down to it, but at the moment we have that. We have a conveyor system, which is incredibly rudimentary. What if I did ones at the top and bottom? Am I going to have enough room for that, though? Because putting it on a hinge is dodgy at the best of times. And it literally just needs to be down by like a couple of degrees. So it shouldn't theoretically cause any... And there's always rotor displacement. I could always displace that up a bit, giving me some more room for the station. So let's just try and focus on making it. Give me that. I know I don't need the grinder, but I need the thing where I'm just grabbing the blocks at the moment. So the first thing to check, excuse me, will be to see if it could actually weld up the projectile. And considering I haven't designed the projectile yet, well, maybe I should start with that. Like maybe 3, yeah, we'll do the projectile first, I guess. I'm like, maybe 4 cargo containers would be reasonable. With artificial masses. I thought it was large cargo crate. Maybe 4 of these on a merge block. I need to grab the merge block again now, don't I? Merge block is not on here anymore. Merge block! Grab that! I really need to move the HEC. The HEC makes me nervous being there with these kind of tests being conducted. I think I will probably move the HEC. It's making me nervous being there. I'll use this thing. I'm sure it probably has enough power for it. Come on, Trailblazer. Oh, you're just already on. Nice. Just need to convert the HEC to a ship again and scooch it over a little bit. Probably to where the Prometheus was. Just need to repair this thing. Remind you, the red ship is parked literally where that turret is, so. Okay. Why not? Why not, though? Maybe it's because I hooked on to it? Well, I got it here. What do you mean it's not possible? Why not? But why not? Maybe the bottom of it is like technically terrain clipping. Let me have a look. This looks pretty close. Yeah, that should clear it now, hopefully. You're gonna be well behaved now? Nope. Still wanna be an asshole? I don't know, man. I'd say that clears it to me, but... Well, I mean... maybe that's got it? Yes, okay. Well, that was a little peculiar, but that's done now. Guess the HEC's mad about me not, you know, repairing it any. Just been sitting here. That's okay, though. It's only consolation HEC, I still haven't even put out the fires on the Prometheus. Angle the nose down a bit more. Nope, I'm gonna go the other way. The ship is a little overloaded with this mass. The HEC is such a nice looking ship though. Come on, just come to a stop. Why aren't you wanting to come to a stop? Why are you clanging? What could you even have to clang on? You don't have any experimental gravity drives, anything like that. You don't have, what is it? You don't have a clang drive. You don't have anything like that. There, you're a station once again, just floating around. The reason why I wanted to keep it converted to a station is in case an asteroid hits it, it's not going to go anywhere. Ooh, that's laggy. Ooh, why is that so laggy? It's kind of worrying. Why was that so laggy? Identified signal 7,609 meters away. Prometheus is actually kind of terrifying to me. That ship is so fucking violent. It's like the hydrogen. I've been having trouble with hydrogen thrusters for a long time now because of this fucking speed limit remover. So I'm terrified to think how much horsepower the Prometheus actually has. Because we have some more room for this now. So I can't have it connect to this in any way because that's going to cause an issue. So it has to be the merge block and then other things. So we'll do the cargo first. That should be a reasonable amount of cargo, I feel at least. This one is 40,000 liters, so what? It was 80s. This is 160,000 liters worth of cargo right here. I feel like that's pretty reasonable. That's not even adding the 6,000, isn't it? It's just the 40 odd. So it's over 160,000 liters worth of cargo. That should be reasonable. Now the question is, do I always include an optional seat, or do I just slap a seat onto a shell if someone wants to go there? Well, presumably I'd be riding it with the shell, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a seat. It's gonna be a little scary, but it should be fine, right? Cheap, but not too cheap. And then I need a battery at least, and a couple of artificial masses, really. I also need gravity gens too, but like, we'll plan out the battery and artificial masses next. Yeah, I'll put a warfare down, why not? I don't suppose I'm gonna have the power cells just kicking around, and I'm gonna have to make sure, you know, I always have these components in stock. Which is going to be a problem. I suppose it wouldn't really cost a lot battery-wise to have this. I don't know why I didn't just do that facing straight down, but sure. So now it's just kind of artificial masses and, you know, making sure it gets there. I think 3 artificial masses would be I mean, 1 is good though. So maybe just 1, and then maybe a little bit of profiling. And then we'll test it again. We'll save the projectile this time, though. And then we'll test our theory, see if multiple gravity gens will accelerate it at a lot more reasonable speed, bearing in mind we added a lot more mass. There we go. Artificial mass, baby. Turn off the artificial mass. And then I guess, like I said, just some profiling pieces when it comes down to it. But, like, I'm already terrified of this, because this is just awful. This just feels the worst. I don't want to be anywhere near this thing, but, like, I'm gonna have to be. Right. not going to unhook that because I don't have a way to crane it back. I don't know why the camera's so far away. Nope, still won't zoom in any further than that. Don't know what the camera's doing, but like... I actually can't zoom in and out at all. That's a little weird. Alright. Not gonna worry about it, I guess. Oh, now I can. Okay. Not worried about it. Okay. So that's the projectile. When we actually go to test it, well, you know, we'll save it before we launch it. But, yeah. No, I'm gonna want another conveyor block. Another couple conveyors, I think. Because I think I can have this a little wider. This is gonna be already one chunky ass gun. Actually, we'll do these as tubes. Saves a bit of money, and I kind of like the way it looks. And I'll be able to tell if there's a feed problem with them. I'm kind of terrified about this. I'm going to be fully honest. And at least 4 to begin with. But like, we're probably going to need more. That's grinders, but you know, we'll see. We will see. This is going to be some of the most sketchy shit that's on this station. So 2 welders there. 2 welders there, and we're probably gonna have to do, yeah, 2 more welders, I think. And then we'll have to do like a top row too. So all in all, I'm gonna probably want at least something like this. And we haven't even finished designing the projectile yet, so, well, I mean, angled iron pieces, I think we're just going to go with the basics and just have it as cheap and as lightweight as possible because it's going to be fucking launched. So yeah. Ultimate goal would be to make these shells disposable. At least I can pull from these things, so I haven't got to do too much. Damn it. This is pretty sketchy, but it's gonna be fine. Ah, that's why. I'm just gonna let that run through for a minute. Making a turret for this is gonna be fun, but oh boy, making a controller for the that's got some wiggle to it. I need to set the inertia on it. Make sure inertia tensor. Make it more stable. And I'll call it what it is. The mass driver turret rotor. I'll just do that, that way I can tell them apart. Maybe I'll just call them what they are, elevation and horizontal. And we'll share the inertia tensor on that. Nice. I'll see if this would hold its name. Sure. Oh, that's so slow now. That's fine though. That makes fine-tuning this easy. Now, do I want parachutes on this thing? I mean, end goal, I don't think it's even gonna fucking come close, but like... End goal would be to have it come down to the planet's surface and just go straight where I need it to, but like... You know, if I use this to fire people, most likely freedom, at the planet, I'm gonna have to give them a survival kit, you know, like a gun or something like that. I'll experiment with the idea. Maybe I can include a survival kit on select models. For an additional fee, of course. I gotta recoup my losses on that, what is it? That small TT-15 anyway, because like, hey, I bought it, so I might as well recoup some losses on it. That's so sketchy, that's awful. God, no. Once these are on, you can't come anywhere near this thing. It'll kill you as soon as look at you. God, if I automated this to actually be a defense system, it would just start firing shells at anything. That'd be expensive as hell. That'd be cool though. What's the problem here? I'm walking here. This assembly isn't doing anything again, is it? It's always full of garbage, that's why, usually. Let me guess, it's probably full of garbage. Yep, it's full of garbage. I need to fit those things with a drainal system. Or specifically that one, I think. So it stops doing that. What? How about you just give me the components for 4? What the fuck do you mean? I was able to pull it out just before I set the inertia tensor. If these auto welders don't work, then there's no point. I need to name all of them as well, but like we'll get to that. Okay, before anything else, let's just grab some plates and let's design the actual turret. You know, the part that's going to hold the 15 gravity gens I'm going to need. I don't have any steel plates on board, do I? Did I really work through them all? Can you make me 5,000 of those? And while that's happening, I'm actually going to ask for block 2, which is gravity drives. And I'm going to ask for 15 of them. That's fine. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. That's 6, I guess. That's 9 being ordered at the moment. That's a lot of gravity components. If I have to, I could always salvage some gravity, well, I'm not required, like, I'm not, like, hanging out the window to get this upgraded and repaired and just added to it. That's what I'm looking for. I was struggling for a minute there. I'm not hanging out the window to have this constructed. So if I don't have the components right now, that's okay with me. I'm not really gonna, you know, scramble to get it done. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, no, I don't have the parts, so I didn't do it. Because, hey, this is a lot of material going into this. It's gonna be as expensive as all hell, but, like, it's hopefully gonna prove its worth. Okay, let's get those cooked next. And we'll come back to that in a little minute there. Just gonna grab some more plates. And we're gonna just work on the casing for it. Because there's a hinge right there, which is rather unfortunate if I'm honest, but, you know, we're gonna try and make this as reasonable as possible. That's fine. I'm not really sure what kind of barrel design I want yet. We're gonna do that for the minute though. I don't want to add too much weight to a relatively sketchy system, but I don't want it to just break, you know? Take those off, I guess, just because. I still need to convey all these too. Maybe I should put the steel plates away and actually, you know, do that real quick. I'll just use the most basic tubes. I know I don't have to do that for anything for this, for anything other than the top ones, but I'm gonna do it because I'm hoping I can make it look nice. Or probably not, looking at it. That looks a little weird, but I kind of like that. Really, I need to connect the one at the top, but like, yeah. I don't know, I kind of like the way that looks. It looks sketchy, but like, it looks like, kind of like piping, which is going to look nice. Because every good, questionably experimental gun needs a lot of unnecessary pipe to really complete the look. We might even leave these exposed. It looks kind of ridiculous, but I kind of like it, so it's fine. Right, same again on this side again. I guess. I'm having a stroke. I don't know what's happening, but my brain is not braining. So what was it? There was a whole bunch of these going inward. And then it was a whole bunch of T-junctions. I think it was that, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. At least now I can top off my stuff here, you know, like it charges everything. It's pretty nice, actually. The simplicity and the sketchiness of it. There, they should theoretically all be conveyed up now. Which conveyor did I threw it in this one, didn't I? Well, which one did I throw it in? I don't know, it's in the station now. There it is. For the love. Don't tell me that like my stream just conscripted you again. I'm gonna laugh my ass off. For the love of Talos, shut up and let's get this over with. That would be fine like that. Oh yeah. That is so sketchy. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, aiming up I guess would be. We'll set hard limits in as well, but like, yeah, no, this should be fine. It's not like it's an offensive system. This is purely utilitarian. Maybe not. Well, we'll see. Yeah, we're gonna remove that. Oh, you... Well, at least, you know, you didn't wake up to the sound of my soothing voice this time. I'll leave that like that. That's fine. This is going to be in the spot where no one's going to see it anyway, so... I want it to be more comfortable for it, because, yeah, no, I don't want to stress Clang out or anything. I want it to be as safe as it can reasonably be. The block I want? Yes, it is. Well, you like the look of my my mass driver? It's very simple. That's the bullet. These are gonna make more. Auto loading system, and yeah, no, I want to go to the alien planet over there. It's still very much a prototype at the moment, so, you know, don't judge it too hard, but, like, yeah, as it stands, it's a little slow for aiming, but, you know, it's because I am aiming some 7,500 kilometers away. So I want it to be precise. Hey! I thought you already beat Fallout 1 and 2, though. I mean, they're amazing games, so, like... I'm not gonna complain if you want to replay them because like they're absolutely fucking legends, but like yeah, no. It's not great. It's really not great. But hey, everything in the development phase looks like shit, but you know, after a while it starts to get there. Just ignore my spaghetti conveyors. A lot of my station looks like hell under the surface, but you know, just don't worry about it too much and it's fine. Aw, yeah. I mean, here, I'll give you the grand tour. I mean, they are legendary games, so I'm not even gonna blame you. Like, you know, that was the original, power cable, which is just basically a whole bunch of steel frames. That way so I could power the grid. But I then hooked up a conveyor system, which you'll probably laugh your ass off at, because here, looks normal, looks pretty decent, you know, I had to drill this all out by hand, looks fine, you know. It's not a lot of room in here, and you gotta squeeze around it in spots, but that's fine. Blech. And then this is where it starts to kind of go off the rails a bit. Just a little bit, though. Just a little bit. It's, very interesting, because this actually hooks up to the main feed for, I think it's my hangar. Honestly, 7 days has much better systems for upgrading blocks. But yeah, no, that's a 150 meter conveyor feed straight through the wall. But it feeds in behind my hydrogen tanks, which, you know, as you may well know with hydrogen, if it gets damaged, it's going to blow up. So where did I put them? In the hangar. I didn't protect them either, I didn't think about it, not really. But like, don't worry, the storage crates, things that don't explode, they're so well protected you couldn't crash into them if you wanted to. Hydrogen tanks, though, it's not my best design, but it works. This station has a whole bunch of weird spaghetti things. You should see the solar panel. I used to call it the power potato, but like, I kind of had to change it from being a potato because it wasn't generating enough power. So, it looks kind of like a silhouette of Eggman's face. It's a little weird. And then there's, you know, there's a lot of weird things on this asteroid base, but we're getting there. Ignore the temporary, like, storage solutions. But, you know, it's fine. And I have a whole bunch of ships I'm trying to put together, and... oh, you think that's bad? There's other conveyors here as well. This one, yeah. It is an amazing game, and I highly recommend it. It's definitely, I'd say it's definitely for you, because, you can see what I've been doing. I haven't even made, like, you can make your own ships, but I've kind of held a rule to myself on this one. I can't make my own. Excuse me, I have to drink some coffee. I have to buy them or salvage them. And the economy in this game sucks. This ship, which I was able to salvage, you can see the parts that are still original. I had to basically rebuild this. This is worth $500 million right here. And that, you know, that sounds kind of reasonable until you realize this is worth $2 million. This small ship that you can barely do anything with is worth $2 million. I never showed you the small grid hangar! So I didn't design it with enough parking in mind. I designed it when I had only one of the TT-15 freighters, the thing I just showed you that was worth $2 million. Henceforth referred to as Reliant, because hey, I've modified it. Yeah, I don't have enough parking in here, so there's some on the walls. There's one on the ceiling. That's the kind of connection they need to be officially docked and, you know, all good. Yeah, no, these are just landed on the walls. They're just magnetically stuck to the walls. Oh, and don't touch the ceilings, it'll kill you, but, you know. Yeah, I've been told I'm something of a good pilot. They're not going anywhere, but like, yeah, no, I need to upgrade my my docking capacity for small ships. The docking capacity in general, I think. But this has come very far from the first streams. Because, hey, I've streamed this whole thing, and you better see what the station was, and what it's turned into is this. And I'm pretty happy with it. I definitely need to move this in future, but like, you know. Context, that is the mass driver's turret controller. So that's controlling the turret some almost 190 meters away. That's fine though. It's all hooked up, but it's just providing the brains for it. Everything else is local. But yeah, no, this is a bit of a nightmare. Where is it again? You can see most of these markers, by the way, they're just either stations or materials I need to go out and dig. It's great. Highly recommend. Also, these are, as you can probably guess, more ships I've been able to salvage. You can tell because I haven't even tapped out the dents on some of them from when they were crashed. And this one, well, I haven't even begun putting it back together. This was just so I could staple it back together to have it as one whole ship again. Because I think this ship, the HEC, was in 3 pieces or 4 pieces. Prometheus was in 3. Stingray was intact mostly, I think, but Stingray still isn't back together either. Let me see here. Red ship is the one I actually put back together. This is the one I've almost fully restored. This, like, you can tell the darker color was all that remained of the original design. Because, yeah, I couldn't find a blueprint that was exact for that one, so I had to find one that was the closest match. So that's how much of the ship was original. The rest of it had to be rebuilt. So I basically built that ship from the ground up. These I basically pirated from the Factorum, evil people, and I don't, like, piracy, I don't do on regular factions, but against the Factorum, piracy is permitted. So I also stole one of their combat ships, which I'm gonna have to, you know, actually refit. But it has a railgun. I need to put the seat back in too. But, like, you know, railgun, artillery turrets. Yeah, it's not a bad looking ship. There's a lot of bits and pieces to it. This one was a combat ship too, before I stuck a tunnel boring machine on the front of it. It's pretty great. This is how I've dug out most of this asteroid. It's been a long journey, but we're getting there. I literally put that in yesterday when I was sleep deprived as fuck. That's probably why there's a few errors with it. But, like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna blame on links to other things. I'm just gonna say I did that. Anyway, this looks horrible already. I don't even know if this will work yet. All I know is it's probably gonna hold up. Well, at least that one's charging. That's good. Again, I think for different models I can include a survival kit or something, but yeah, no, at the moment that's more than fine. I think we'll do those as a row of half blocks. Do I have any more steel plates on me? Oh, I've got 39. I need more then. No, not this seat. I need this. And I need plates. Lots and lots of steel plates. Sure, 11,000 should help. It'd be really nice if both my assemblers were doing it, but no. Also, I kind of noticed I put in an order for a lot of steel plates before. Oh, right, no, it's only showing that. I was going to say, it's a little bamboozled there. I feel like there should be more steel plates, but there was. I'm just being an idiot. Alright. So, before I forget, because hey, if I don't do this, I'm going to forget about it almost immediately, because I have the brain of a fucking lemming. It seems. I mean, I don't need to have that padded in there. I do want to do this to make sure I don't accidentally staple the shell to the turret for whatever reason. Because that merge block will add anything that's beyond that to the shell. So I need to make sure the merge block is a standalone piece. Because if it isn't, it's going to try and take it with it. That's the one that's going to try and take it with it. Do I want that one? I could do like a ramp block, I think. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, that's the beginnings of something either great or cursed. Take your pick. Toying with the idea of just doing... I mean, I could do that, I guess. I was toying with the idea of doing plates, but I think I want that. I'll have to change the plinth on this as well. Like, I'll actually put that back in. There you go, that makes it look a little better at least. And I'll cut the corners off. Just because that's where the turret's kind of aiming. I don't even need that there anymore. Like, yep, this is reasonable. I don't know how I'm gonna fix this yet. I don't know if I want to include that in with it or what. I'll come to the back of the turret once I've done the front, I guess. So what is this? 4 by 5? This looks 4 by 5. So if I add another block on top, it'd be a 5 by 5. Yeah, having that 5 by 5 is good. I don't really mind if it's not quite 5 by 5. Well, actually, no, it can't be 5 by 5. It's not. Shit. Well, maybe. The shell needs to clear it by at least a block. Damn it. So like that, at least. I can just, you know, copy the design to the ceiling. That's fine. Survival kit, I don't even know where I'd add it on. I guess that'd be up to the, I guess it'd have to be a custom-made shell anyway, so cross that bridge if and when it arises. I don't imagine it will. So is that just a regular, yeah, it's just a regular block. So like that. And then these are some of these. Okay. I mean, that's looking better. It's definitely going to look better with some profiling in here as well, you know, like some paint and some lights. Which, with all these, you know, armor blocks just being placed like that, I'll definitely have the room to do that. Something's not quite right here. That's not giving enough clearance for my, like, for my own comfort. Because that's a block up there, and that has to be a block up there. Well, that's because there's no welder there. That's probably why I'm having an issue with it in my brain. I don't know why that welder is there, to be honest. I'm not welding anything. Well, that one's the only one that's feeding it at the moment, so we can always figure that out later on. Okay, well, so I did have it right the first time. I thought something funny was going on. Really? You don't want to let me place it? They're part of the same grid, for God's sake. Guess not. So is that right? Looks right to me.
Energy low.
Why do you hate me, game? Why do you fucking hate me, though? It's literally part of the same grid, and it's like, nuh-uh. Fucking ridiculous. Maybe that one was one that was floating free. I don't know. Chargey charge! Station's only got 8 days power. Why? What's going on there? Well, that's still intact, so I'm a little confused. What could be draining the power? Don't know. This battery's technically a part of it. That's really weird. Why isn't there any power being produced? Let me check the rotor here just in case. This one has sharing inertia tensor. Let's turn that off and see if that's helped the batteries any. So this is 8 days. I'm gonna have to turn the locks on to this, aren't I? Elevation and hinge. Inertia tensor on off. See what the notification was. Oh, it's my brother. Hell yeah. I might have to go then. Well, it's not like anyone's watching anyway. Well, that's fair. I'm gonna say until the next one then. Probably be later on in the day. Peace.